The terrorist attack at the Crocus City Hall shopping center demonstrated the precarious position of Russian dictator Vladimir Putin, as well as the unpreparedness of the Russian security apparatus for the corresponding challenges, writes The Times.
Of course, one of the reasons is the fixation of Putin and the Russian government on the perceived threat that NATO, the US and the West pose to Russia.
Analysts say that Putin is starting to panic. The Russian dictator begins to lose control in his own country and resorts to the lowest methods of dictatorship. Immediately after their arrest, the suspects in the Crocus terrorist attack were subjected to torture. One of the detainees was brought into the courtroom in an unconscious state.
Torture increases the level of cruelty in society, and society itself goes down a level in its development. If a state tolerates torture against terrorism suspects, it can also show unlawful violence against other citizens. From the statement by the Human Rights Association, Crew Against Torture.
When US intelligence warned that ISIS was preparing a terrorist attack in Moscow, Putin called it a provocation and ignored the warning. Now, as journalists from The Times write, Russians who were counting on protection from a strong leader fear for their lives.
The return of Islamist terror to Russia was both predictable and ignored. Putin's intervention in Syria to prop up the butcher Assad has won him not many friends. The Central Asian republics smell his weakness. Putin will intensify intelligence sharing on ISIS with Turkey, China, Iran and North Korea, from an article by The Times.
According to experts, Putin will definitely use the terrorist attack to tighten the screws again. The State Duma is already discussing the abolition of the moratorium on the death penalty. Thus, the head of the ageist Russia party, Sergei Mironov, proposed holding a referendum on the return of the death penalty. At the same time, the spokesperson of the Russian State Duma, Vyacheslav Volodin, said that to return the death penalty, no referendums are needed. A decision of the Constitutional Court is sufficient.
The Putin regime is not only a regime of war criminals, but also of political marauders. Every time there have been terrorist attacks since 1999, an explosion in a residential building, Beslan, Nordost and so on, Putin has always used terrorist attacks to tighten the screws, cancel elections and so on. Therefore, they are now trying to turn this terrorist attack to their advantage.
The Islamic State group claimed responsibility for the terrorist attack in Crocus City Hall. The White House confirmed the information that its organizers and perpetrators were ISIS militants and stated that there was no evidence of Ukraine's involvement in the tragedy. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Victoria Smirnova, UATV News.